All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow. I've got to share this with the listening audience, the viewing audience here on YouTube, because some of you could be going or have been through some of the same things. And let me tell you how I dealt with it over 20, 23, 24 years ago. All right, listen to me very closely. All right. I've got a family. All right, who has been following in the faith for about 2 years now, okay? And, of course, we know we just come out of the satanic, pagan, heathen, polytheistic religion of celebrating Christmas. And all the pagans and all the heathens put their Christmas trees up. They wish each other Merry Christmas and all this whole 9 yards and everything, okay? But here's the trouble and here's the problem right here, all right? First, let me give you some of the changes that has taken place with this family. And it matters not who the family is, because it could be you. It matters not who the family is. After all, it matters on the judgments and then the type of attitude, the character that the people have who pass judgment on these people. Listen to me real close. Now, I'm not saying that you should be this way. And you're not going to be this way, especially if you will not study and get yourself clear on what the Father says. Do y'all understand before I go forward? You know, I need to bring some clarity here before we go forward, because everybody is simply not going to do this. But it's amazing how we live in a country where you have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of expression, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it's amazing how all that is fine and good and dandy as long as you are doing things the way that society or the way that your natural family comprehends or perceives it. But as soon as you go off from that, all of a sudden, literally, all hell breaks loose. Now, I've got a family where the man is now the head of his house. That means he's taking his wife off the job. He is the sole provider of the family. He makes a decent income. She is now homeschooling her children. All right. The children are doing excellent in homeschooling. She has taken the dyes and weaves out of her head. She has stopped wearing makeup, and she has stopped wearing what do you call skinny jeans? Skinny jeans. I don't know what that stuff is, but jeans are jeans, I thought. But apparently there's something like skinny jeans. There's something, a favorite that she used to wear. And of course, while wearing these skinny jeans, she used to get a lot of negative attention. Especially, if her husband, if they were in a grocery store or in a mall, or if they was walking around, if her husband with her, people would look at her, but they wouldn't give her attention. But she was by herself, or even with her children, men would approach her and say all kind of things to her. And of course, at the time she had the attitude, I'm a married woman, show the ring, get out of my face, the whole 9 yards and stuff. So anyway, she changes her dress, and now she's wearing skirts, she's wearing dresses, her head is covered. She testifies that she has more peace now in her life than she ever has. And now she's seeing what it means to really truly be a mother, a full-time mother at home. And she has her plate filled. Not only that, she's happy because now she can actually teach her children their morals and their values. She can structure them according to what she believes. After all, we do live in a country where there's freedom of religion. Remember that, right? The man, he goes to work. He comes directly home. He don't go to the bar. He don't go out with the boys. He don't do anything. He doesn't play softball no more on the weekend or the weekends. And he spends quality family time with his family now. Now when he gets home, depending on the weather outside, he may take his family with a walk in the park, or they may go outside and toss ball and throw ball with each other, or go let the children go to the playground and play, and let them run around for a while him and the wife sits on the bench and they talk about the Most High. In other words, their life has went from a life of living in sin and practicing sin to a life of holiness, all because they decided to listen to me. And they decided, and mind you, let me throw this in there, both of them have college education. And so now, they talk about the Most High. They talk about the ministry and what they've learned from it. And this is their conversation now. And of course, they just went through another horrific gauntlet this past so-called season, because the natural family, just don't seem to get it. Let me get back over here to these skinny jeans for a second. Apparently, she is a very attractive and shapely woman. And, of course, she's not getting all this negative attention anymore because she's not wearing skinny jeans. Her clothing is loose. She's very modest and very meek. And the testimony of both of them is this: we have never been happier in all of our lives. Did y'all hear what I said? They used to have the children on some kind of drugs, but because they were listening to my health videos and doing due diligence and research, they chose to go the herbal route. And now their child does not need anything. As a matter of fact, they even came here for a meeting and had me to lay hands on them. I laid hands on them, and watch this. The Messiah, the Most High, through these hands, healed their child. And so everything is looking good. They're keeping the commandments and doing well. Well, anyway, here comes the unregenerated family. And the family that is giving them the most grief, which is her sister and his brother. Listen to it real close. Her sister, all right, is jumping on her because she feels like she has the attitude and the spirit and has something to add, because she does not like the fact that her children are going to be, this is how they term it, lacking social skills, because they are not in public school and they're not interacting with other children. Now wait a minute. I thought that this is this woman's children and not your children. And from what I can ascertain from this, the sister that follows us, as we follow Christ, she follows her husband, she has no input on what these people lives. You do what you want to do. She don't even preach to them or teach to them. Done it twice, 2-3 times. It's a lost cause. They cannot hear. And so therefore she doesn't even mention Yah to them whatsoever at all. Don't even think about it. And he is taking the same position. And of course, I talked to the man and the woman before this season came on. I told them, this is how Pastor Dow handled the whole situation when I first started coming into faith. And I tell you what, don't worry about it. Hey, it's been 20-something years that I've had no contact. Literally minimum to no contact whatsoever at all. No sit down, no eat dinner, no fellowship, no holidays, no fellowshipping, no nothing, no breaking bread or nothing with natural family. And the reason is because of this. When they saw us as a content, family of four, myself, Sister Carol, Chuck, and Lydia. When they saw us as a little family of content of four, instead of being happy for us, what they started doing is they started judging us. And I'm sitting there thinking, because I'm brand new to this thing, I'm like, why are these people attacking us? Why are they saying all these bad things about us? And what did they do to us? These were my questions in mind. And I realized that these people wasn't going to stop doing it. So I said to them, wait a minute, hold, time out. I said, we're coming around simply to be sociable because, family is supposed to be family, right? But obvious, there's something wrong here. There's something greatly wrong. And they were listening to me because they wanted to hear what I had to say. I said, we're gonna do a comparison here for a second, okay? We're gonna do a comparison here. All right. I said, let's start with you. Do you commit adultery? What? You asking me questions like that? I said, hey, all I did was ask a question because you don't have any problem making any statements towards me or my wife, especially when my wife is away from me, spitting in her ear, and then trying to influence, when I'm not around, some type of stuff that you know we totally disagree with. That's like my family. My family tried to feed my children some pork. And that was the last time my children ever ate over at that house again. Because they would not follow my wishes. My dreams, what I said. And I said, you ain't got to worry about them ever coming back over here eating again. Not with you damn pagans. They took offense to it. I said, if you told me that you don't want your child to do this, or that, when you drop them off to play with my children, I would honor your wishes. But how in the hell is it that you have the unmitigated gall to sit up here and think that you can dishonor my word from my children, and yet you want your children to have fellowship or play with them? You are out of your damn mind. This is how I talk to them. Straight up. And you ain't got to worry about them. They will never eat again at your house. Now, my children didn't eat it. But boy, they got a lot of grief. When I picked them up, I was like, man, why are your faces so sad? So I had all that I could damn take. I literally have. And I said, let's just tell the truth. You are a player. Both of you still you're married, but both of you are out there promiscuous as hell. Your life is a damn lie. And look at your children right here. Huh? Look at this little girl right here. This little girl, you can tell that she's promiscuous. She has already done had at least 3 or 4 boys into her already. How do we know that? Because she told us she's on birth control pills and you gave it to her. And look at this one. The only thing this one care about is PlayStation. That's it. On PlayStation, movies, candy, sick as hell. I'm like, whoa. And I said, no, wait a minute. And then your son, your son, grandma was over here. I said, he's a dope smoker, a crackhead. And this one, your daughter, is a whore, in and out of jail. I mean, she's a damn prostitute. And all of you got the audacity, and you go to church on Sunday. What the hell are you learning? And all of you got the audacity and the attitude and the unmitigated gall to come and question me. Oh, let me tell you, it was hot. It was hot. It was hot. It was hot. And next thing you know, they thought they could corner my wife. And my wife turned around and said, you will not sit here and talk about my husband. At least my husband provides for us. He ain't out running in the streets. He's a hard-working man. We have no need of nothing. And what Carol let our family have it. See, I'm saying this because most of you are afraid to break the ties. You're afraid of it. You're literally afraid of it because you think you need them. Remember, Jesus said that which is born of flesh, it is flesh. And that which is born of spirit is spirit. And you are obviously having a hard time accepting your new rebirth into the kingdom. And it could be because you're having trouble understanding what the word says. The world will hate you. That's what Jesus said. The world will despise you. Brother will deliver brother to death. They hate you, period. As a matter of fact, let me open up this Bible right here and let's go over here to Matthew, the 10th chapter. And I want you people to swallow this truth right here. And so you can really see what's going on, because you're not going to get peace until you start making changes. That's why you cannot have fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. You cannot have fellowship with those who are Baal worshipers. Your spirit's going to be weighed down. It's going to be heavy. You can't do it. And you cannot even go around them to even try to entertain them when they got an idol sitting in their house, a Christmas tree. Because they're going to, your children know the truth. They can stand. but they're going to make life grievous for you. They're going to mock you because you're not like them no more. Even though their life is turned upside down, they full of sin, full of hell and the devil. It's just amazing. Jesus said, all right, I want you to listen real close. Listen real close to what he says, all right? He says in Matthew, the 10th chapter, okay? And he says, starting at the 34th verse, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. And what do people talk about during Christmas? Peace and goodwill towards men. Christ said, you forget that. You can throw that mess out. Don't you even let it enter into your mind that I come to send peace on earth, because that is not the intent nor the reason why I am here. I have a purpose, and that purpose is to destroy the works of the devil. Look at the devil, and the devil is a lie. Many of you need to accept the fact that your unregenerated, your pagan Christian families are nothing but devils. That's it. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. You understand what a sword is? Huh? Look at this. For I am come to set a man at variance. That word variance is Greek number 1369, which means to cut into two parts, to cleave and apart, asunder, or sever. That's what that means. I come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. So much for God wants you to love your family. God wants you to be with your family. God wants you to, oh really? What God are you talking about? And a man's foes, Christ said in Matthew 10:36, shall be they of his own household. Then Christ goes on to say, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. I'm telling you right now, I don't love my father and mother more than Christ. I don't love my son and daughter more than Christ. You can forget it. That ain't even a question. I wouldn't even be here. They wouldn't be here without the Creator. So ain't no way I'm biting of that fruit of life. And so when I made that stand, when my wife made that stand, and I started calling them on their sins since they was trying to mock us. Because you know we're the topic of conversation on that telephone. You know how it is when we come around, everybody kind of gets quiet. They just tolerate us. Not that we're doing anything for us. So we stopped. I learned early on. It didn't take me too many times to figure it out either. That's how and why I can talk to you about what's going on with this family stuff. Because that which is born of flesh, that was your flesh, the natural family. Now you're born of the spirit. Now you can't agree because you don't have the same spirit. Do you understand? You don't have the same spirit. But anyway, it's amazing. It's amazing how that your family can accept you if you're in debt and you can't see your way out. If you are lying, cheating, stealing. If you're prostituting, fornicating, committing adultery, using crack, heroin, and drugs. If your children, your little girl is out there getting turned by 3 and 4 guys, and some of them are actually having sex with grown men at 14, 15 years old. But it's okay. It's okay if your boy is now got homosexual tendencies. And now he's having challenges, gender challenges on what he wants to do as far as concerning life, because he's done had an experience, and a homosexual experience with another boy. And all this took place in public school. Whoa. But all of a sudden these people are right, and all of a sudden they're correct, and they think that they have the right to pass judgment on you who have turned from your wicked ways, who have cleaned themselves. No, the only peace you will find in this life is those who are of like mind. Because it is with this mind right here that we actually serve the Father. Do y'all understand? Are y'all getting it? I don't expect all these folks to get it. I don't get it at all. And so anyway, the woman looks at her sister, and she says, hold on. You got weave in your head. You got 2 different colors in your hair. You wearing makeup and you look like a street whore. That woman almost came across the thing and smacked me. What if her husband sitting there? They'd been rolling. All she was doing, listen to me, was stating facts. That's all she was. She wasn't condemning her. She was stating facts. And she got to the point to say, if you stop with your enhancements, you stop with your tight, skinny jeans that you like wearing as well, you would not draw this attention from these men and stuff, and then you wouldn't be challenged. Because, I mean, the truth is, your husband's straying, you feel rejected, so you're going to go look for attention in all the wrong places. Next thing you know, you out there too, and I know you out there because you talk to me. Slam, slam, slam. I said, you done it right. Because that's the only way you're going to get these pork chop eating pigs off your back. And guess what? They got cussed out. Everybody in the room, I mean, just literally cussed them out. The spirit of rage and anger entered in. And there was a little scuffle. And you know what they did? They took their children. They walked out the door. They went into their car. And the first thing they did was lifted up their hands to the Father and said, thank you. We're done. Thank you for showing us. And I'm telling you, you are not going to ever convince your family. You think they love you, but they're mocking you right behind the scenes. They're jeering you right behind the scenes. And if you take your children over there, they will, just like the Greeks did in the Apocrypha, they will somehow, some way, slide some swine to them and tell them, oh, honey, it's beef. And sit there and watch your children eat it. They will take your children and run them down to the clinic and give them vaccination shots without your knowledge. This is the mindset that these people have. And mind you, you're not telling them how to live their life. All you're trying to do is present to them Christ. They get mad as hell at you. Mad as hell at you. And you know what? This family is so happy now. Because now the only time the phone rings is if saints call them. The only communication that they have is if saints call them. And there's nothing but peace in the home. And the woman, she is just so happy and elated. She always wondered what she should do in life. And she's a mother of a few children. And now she understands her calling, so she can use her education now to educate her children. Homeschool, doing fine. All the children on honor roll. All of them are doing well. They just a solid, respectful, loving family. I'm asking you, what's wrong with that? What is wrong? Why is it that you people out there cannot be content with those of us who choose to keep the commandments? Is it because our righteousness is reflecting on your corruption? Then they try to, here's the part right here. They try to turn around and say, I remember you, and I remember you. You used to do this, and you used to do that. You used to do this. And you know what they said? They said, you're right. I did. I can't deny that. But look at me now. I am clean from the judgment of all men. And all it did was made them rage and get even more upset. So y'all need to come and talk to my pastor. They said, only if your pastor is willing to talk to our pastor in front of the church openly, then we'll be more than happy to talk to your pastor. No. They let their pastor go check me out. Oh, no, I'm not. I said, damn coward. You coward. You leaders of the blind. And then people get upset at me for being so passionate. No, be ye holy, for I am holy. And that's what the Father said. And that's what we're going to do in the Straightway Truth Ministry. I've got friends that don't even profess Christ. They say they fear Yah. We get along just fine. I got friends that stick closer than a brother. J. Snip 4. J. Snip 4, he has stayed at my house a few times. Him and his family has come by and visited. Go look at his testimony that he did. I've helped him even when he came up here to Tennessee to move, and now he's back in Florida. I haven't heard from him in about a month or two, something like that. I can pick up the phone and I can talk to him. It's just like we have always been talking. Our relationship is not severed. He is going one way in life, I'm going another, but yet and still, check this out. I don't condemn him, he don't condemn me. We are just friends. Isn't that something? And I don't receive an opposition from that brother at all. I've been to his home. Sister Carol and I have been to his home. And I love his children just like they were my own. And yet and still, he doesn't sit there and pass judgment on me. I don't pass judgment on him. He knows what I believe. He knows it. I know what he believes. How is it that we can get along, but y'all can't get along? Let me tell you something. You people do well to accept the words of the Messiah. You really truly would, because you can forget about this world ever accepting you for being an Israelite. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They can tolerate you in Christianity because you're still doing the same things that they're doing. But they can't tolerate you being separated. They can't tolerate you living a quiet and peaceable life. They can't tolerate you living in holiness and your family is just literally doing well. They can't tolerate that. But if you was a whore, they could put up with you. You was a drug addict, hey, they could put up with you. You could even steal from them and they would love you. They would too. They would love you. They would love you. I'm utterly amazed. I am utterly amazed. I hope that I've said something out there to bring strength to those of you. You're not crazy. You're on the mark. You're on the spot, matter of fact. Because remember, the Bible says, you look for the old ways and search for them and seek for them. And when you find them, you're going to find rest for your soul. You're not going to get rest among these unregenerated, mouth-professing, so-called Christ-loving. No, they love another Jesus that is not preached about in his book. They make him up as they go. Hey, be encouraged. All you true Israelites, just be encouraged. And if you don't understand, meaning you're going to experience the pain, you're just going to continue to keep suffering. You are. You really, truly are. Because of lack of understanding. Hey, you want to understand if what I'm saying the truth or not, just study the Bible. No other books. Just listen to the Bible. If you hear me talk about a subject, stop the video. Don't look at no other subject. Go get the Bible. Study what the Bible has to say about it. Then come back and listen to my video. And then you'll be able to hear clearly and see if what I'm saying is backed up by the scripture, because you already have the mind of Yahweh in your heart. It's not hard. Hey, y'all be encouraged. I hope that this helps some of you families out there. I really, truly do. I hope that it help you. Y'all be encouraged. Keep the faith. The King is coming.